What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Spencer, and someone in the comments section yesterday has talked about how they like my Ramon Diaz thing. Didn't realize how spicy tech was and everything. And I think his name is, Khaled. So sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, but he brought up the idea that, hey, like, do you think that Red Eyes Dragoon would be better, which is coming out soon? I don't know when it's coming out, but I know it is announced and is set and everything like that. Um, so I went ahead and experimented. I would really like to do this kind of stuff every single time you guys suggest it, but I can't. Realistically, I won't be able to. But every once in a while, I would love to, look at your guys' comments and experiment with what you guys are talking about. So luckily, I was able to do that today, and let's just get into it. So this is still Sky Strikers, of course. It's just the thing is like I said before, the Sky Striker image is so condensed. And if you're able to if you hard draw, Red Eyes Fusion, it's not a bad thing because look at it. Your Sky Striker cards are still online. And yes, if you use Avert Anaconda, it does turn off your Sky Striker spells and traps, but Red Eyes Dragoon in and of itself is a negate, obviously. And then most of the time you have hand traps too. That's just the nature of Sky Strikers. Here's Dark World. I think this is like a crazy comeback. So I went first, obviously, and I just didn't get anything. Most of the time, guys, I feel like it only takes one card to start your Numeron and your Sky Striker stuff, so it's bound to happen, but I still like my ratios of how many hand traps and stuff that I have. Even had the Super Poly answer. So I'm on like a 1 clock churn, unless he drew something. Doesn't even set the Super Poly? Does he not have another target? He does! That's insane. So I bet he's probably thinking, whatever, who cares? I'll just use it again next turn. But now I'm good to go. Has another Ash, so it still looks like I'm not in this game. Hard draws that. I just have to keep gaining advantage as much as I can. So I basically already have a Widow Anchor in the form of Infinite Impermanence. And then another Ash. 3 ashes. Nothing. I don't know why he doesn't set that. Now I just have Starving Venom. I'm trying to do a Link Climb. That's the point of all of this. Slowly but surely. Go ahead and take control of that. It's no big deal. Now, this is where we can get into it. For the final turn, Access Code Talker. It wasn't pretty, but the job got done. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Here's Invoke, so it's pretty competitive, I would say. Oh, Invoked Mech Knight. Made him go first, too. I always prefer going first. He's probably thinking, oh man, I got evenly matched. My Macabre is fine. I'll survive. I'll find a way. But as we all know, guys, that is just not the case. Knowing that his final form of interaction was there, there's just nothing you could do, man. The threat of Numeron is almost unprecedented to under Nibiru OTK. That's still just 4 summons. Here's Nephis. Nephis, I think it's called. He has a U-Bell in his hand. I don't know where that comes from. Interesting. I misplay here, honestly. I fired the Infinite Impermanence at the wrong thing. But the reason I showed this to you is because I misplayed it as hard as humanly possible. He's gaining this incredible amount of advantage. So like he's like, oh man, I'm just dominating right now. And then I'm just like, okay, I'll just activate this. Like he's got to have something, right? So after an awful misplay, all I have to do is activate Numeron network. So that's how easy it is. I know not all of these are Dragoon, but you know, I think this is like another pretty similar game. It's like in this format, you just legitimately you cannot just leave one monster on the field or it's over. Him having 1800 attack also helps facilitate the FTK. But the thing is like if he did survive, which of course he doesn't, and Divine Serpent is literally like only the original attack, so but if he didn't, I just have to go into F0 and pretty much his turn's over, and then I can just go into Sky Striker stuff next turn. So I remember playing this duel and the guy just getting so mad. So he's like, yeah, I got it. And then I just activate set rotation. And it works around Ash Blossom because it's not powerful enough. It's also not a hard once. You topic Zexel followed by Red Ice Fusion, man. See, that's it. Like that is where the whole idea of this comes from. Like it's that move in and of itself, because Zexel's still going to be online. He would have been, not burned, I guess, because it's 0 attack, but having that negate and then also him just not being able to activate monster effects is just a deadly combo. Here's Shadows. I think I'm able to clean in house pretty quickly here. And I don't draw into my Numeron stuff, but I mean, that's okay. 2 forms of interaction. I can't be too mad at that. Go ahead. I'm thinking he's playing Orcus, but he wasn't. Looks like it was enough to stop him. Didn't draw into his Shadow Fusion stuff, so. Yeah, so my prerogative is kind of to go into Red Eyes as fast as I can. You can do double burn because just, why not? And I'm like, okay, like who cares, honestly, at the end of the day. And this should be the last one. I didn't want this to be too long, but here's trains, and I think this should just be another normal example. The hand traps are able to, should be enough to help facilitate your OTKs, and if not, you have Sky Striker, as you guys have seen. So train, like, who wants to OTK ends up being OTK themselves. And of course, I got all of this in the Battle Legends pack. So, yeah, do expect a deck profile. The only problem is I don't know. I just don't want to spend that much money on infinite impermanence. So maybe I'll sell some cards so I can kind of work around that. Other than that, guys, that's pretty much what I'm going to do today. In conclusion, I guess, before I end the video, I do think that Red Eyes Dragoon is better than Rainbow Neos in this particular deck. I don't know overall. The only time is maybe you want to put this on the side, which I think is fine. And like when you're playing against Ultrageist or you're playing, Eldritch, Rainbow Neos would obviously be a much better card to use because those cards float. In the terms of Eldritch, those cards float in the graveyard, so you'd rather have them shuffled into the deck. Let me know what you guys think. I mean, this was really interesting and really cool. I really like it, and I think this deck definitely has a chance for Rogue. And it feels like it's a lot more powerful now with these little engines like Rainbow Neos and Dragoon. Other than that, guys, I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.